Hey YouTubers, this is your pal EMD-SD14R, and this video is the Heritage Fleet. So the Heritage Fleet is basically what the name means. These are heritage units that are, dedicated to many different railroads. These units actually came from those railroads and have been restored to their as-delivered liveries, or they're one-off fantasy units that were custom painted for a specific occasion and have been left in that particular paint scheme. So let's get started. This is my Conrail unit over here. Number 6373. It's a Athearn Blue Box SD40-2. This is actually, oh, it's on the wrong way. This is actually my first blue box that I got when I was a kid. I also got this along with a Line engine many years ago, but I lost that engine. But this is the one that I still have. I still have to get it powered and detailed and whatnot. And it's the Conrail Quality unit, which is cool. And then next is my kit bashed BQ23-7. So it's a Bachmann shell riding on a Atlas SD24 chassis with the Jeep Bloomberg trucks on here. The cool thing about the Atlas SD24, SD35, and SD26 chassis is that they have the same bolsters as the Atlas, Jeep 38, Jeep 38-2, Jeep 40, and Jeep 40-2 bolsters. So you can actually swap the trucks between the locomotives, and that's what I did here. The fuel tank is actually custom by me. There's an entire video on how I actually did this unit. It's got DCC in it, which is really cool, and it's a great runner. And that's the Family Lines paint scheme. Next is a commemorative unit. I actually included this in the Heritage Fleet for a particular reason, because it's a very cool unit, and I like it. It's my only Jeep 40X in my collection. I've had this, oh man, for many years, and it's a great runner. One of the window shades fell off, so I got to put that on there. It still has its original box. It has a matching heavyweight observation car, and I actually got those at different times. So I got this one first and then the heavyweight car to match. I haven't seen any other cars that went with this engine at all. I don't even know if Athearn made any more cars to match with the set. But yeah, it's 60 years, 2007. So I have that. Plan to put sound and DCC in it, which is really cool. And then this is my next blue box. You guys that like the D&H know this unit. This is Jeep 38-2 number 7325. This is a custom painted unit. I got this from Scranton Hobbies up in Scranton, Pennsylvania. It was a dummy unit for many years, but then I rebuilt it with a new drive and I made it powered, and it's been powered ever since. It's actually one of my best running locomotives, one of my best running blue box locomotives. I used to go to Scranton Hobbies a couple of times when I was a kid, but haven't been there since. But hopefully I can go back up there. And then here's another Line engine, or here's one of my Line engines. Actually, I think it's my only one I have left. I think it's the last one I have. So I've had this one since I was a kid, like 9 or 10 years old, maybe a little bit earlier than that. I like it because it's not white. It's actually a cream color, and that's why I kept this unit. It's non-dynamic braked. It still has the plastic couplers on it, which I need to change those. It's got the custom plow on it. It's one of my good blue box engines. Another reason why I still have it. And then you guys that are familiar with Model Railroad magazine, you know that they actually have their own layout, and they had their own railroad, the Milwaukee, Racine, and Troy. Well, Athearn actually did a special run, several special runs with the Milwaukee, Racine, and Troy. They actually made two of the SD40-2s. They made a CF7, and I think they made one other engine, but this one I got from the Stroudsburg train store or Stroudsburg train shop near the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania up in Stroudsburg. It's the 70th anniversary unit, which, by the way, is impossible to find right now. And I think I've seen one go for sale, but it wasn't this unit. But yeah, I picked it up because I knew exactly what it was, and I said, "Oh, well, I got to have it for my collection," and I've had it ever since. Um, yeah, very, very nice unit. It has the blue box drive, but it has the updated frame with the screws for the couplers. But you can put a Genesis motor in it because it has the hex drive shafts in there, so you can actually just swap a Genesis motor in there, which is not too bad. I plan on doing that. And this is my Atlas. I'm pretty sure it's a C30-7. It's the Santa Fe Southern Pacific unit. It's actually my last Kodachrome that I actually own. If you guys saw previous videos, this engine was part of a fleet called the Big Four, which there was this unit, a Union Pacific C30-7, Burlington Northern U36C, and then there was the Illinois Central U33C. And those units were called the Big Four because they were the Big Four. They were my best pullers. Pretty much anything I threw at them, they would just tow it with like it was nothing. I've had this engine, since I was like 14 or 15. I actually got these engines from a store in King of Prussia Mall. If you guys are familiar, King of Prussia Mall had a train store a long, long time ago, but they went out of business. And prior to them going out of business, and when they went out of business, I bought a lot of cars and rolling stock, and that's one of the engines I got from there. Pretty sure I got it from there. And then now we're going to the, oops, that popped off. Now we're going to the Southern Pacific SD40R, number 7342, in the experimental paint scheme. This is one of the several experimental paint schemes this engine actually had in its life. I was thinking about getting the other one just to have it and just renumbering it, but I'm not so sure about that now. Gotta fix that railing. It's not staying in the hole. But sound and DCC. You guys have seen this engine countless times. It's a great runner. These Athearn ready to rolls that are coming out now with the LED lights, sound, they're just amazing. I mean, Athearn has really stepped up their game as far as details and drive trans are concerned. They have rubber MU cables and hoses, a couple of lift bars and everything. There's extra parts in the bag, obviously, but Athearn has really stepped up their game, and I'm really, really pleased with this unit. So yeah. Next is another engine I've had for a long time. Had this since I was like 14 or 15, maybe earlier than that. This is my only Kato SD38-2, and it's my only SD38-2 that I have. This is for the Cumberland Mine for USS Steel, and this is USS Steel number 1. These engines are pretty hard to find, although you'll occasionally see them on eBay, but the prices that people are asking for them are just, pretty expensive, I should say. Yeah, people like the USS Steel one, obviously, because it's USS Steel, and it's got a unique color scheme. I still got to put the grab irons on it and whatnot. It is DCC ready. It's a great runner, and I like it. I eventually plan to get another one if I can find one for a good price and just renumber it USS Steel number 2. Now, this engine here is one of my... There's dust here. Hold on. It's part of the foam. Whatever. It's not going to make a big difference. Whatever. It's just little stuff from the foam. But this engine here is one of my pride and joys. Well, I would say is my pride and joy of my collection. You guys know that I used to have a lot of brass trains. This is one of the few brass trains that I actually have left. This is a Overland Models M630. It's for the Pacific Great Eastern. It's numbered 710. Now, the unique thing about this particular model and why it's so special to me and why I've fought so hard to keep it is because it's the very first production brass Pacific Great Eastern M630 made. So on brass locomotives, they actually have real builder's plates, and the builder's plates will have the date and the number of that engine, of how many engines they are. So this is number one out of 10 that were made for this particular series. It's got DCC in it, no sound obviously, but it's got LED lights and everything. It's got the tank drive, and if you can see right there, that brass plate is actually the builder's plate, and there's writing on it that actually indicates when it was made and so forth. It's got the alternator details inside through the see-through grills. The detail is just exquisite on this engine. It runs like clockwork. I mean, you can run this engine with Katos, Atlases. It runs with pretty much anything. It's a great runner, superb detail, and exceptional pulling power. When I had my Cartier ALCO C636s, I don't think I filmed them all running together, but I did do a video. No, I didn't film them running together. I did do a run with all of them running together, and they all ran perfectly good. I should have filmed them, but I didn't. Moving on, this is my Montana Rail Link F45 number 390. So far, it's the only Montana Rail Link engine I have in my collection, and the railing just popped out again, so I got to fix that. It's a great runner. It's an Atherogenesis. It's from the first run of the Atherogenesis units. I still need to get the horn for it because it didn't come with a horn, so I got to fix that. It's got the see-through grills. It is DCC ready, but I don't have any DCC systems for it as of yet, but I will do that. Another hard engine to find. Well, CS7s in general are hard to find, but the Maryland and Pennsylvania ones are nearly impossible to find. So I had this one for a long time. I think I had this one around the same time, a little bit after. I think it was before I no, it was after I got this one. After I got this one. So yeah, I've had this one around the same time as I had that one. But got this from Stroudsburg as well. Great engine. Had never had any issues with it. Great puller. Yeah. If I could find a sister unit to it, I would buy it. Honestly, I would. And then this is my Proto 2000 SW 900/1200. This is for the Pennsylvania Railroad. Had this engine for a while. It doesn't have a box, but I was thinking about repainting it and taking it out of the PRR, but I'm not really sure just yet. I got to fix the railings on it because a couple days ago I actually dropped it. Luckily, it landed on the floor like this, and the shell just bounced up and down. But yeah, nothing mechanical is broken on it, just the railings. So I got to fix that. And then this is my C424 or C425. Is it C425? Pretty sure it's a C424. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a C424. Yeah, it's a C424. This is it's a Tuscan Red unit. So for the ER&W back in the PRR days, even though some PRR freight diesels, I think 3 PRR diesels got Tuscan Red, and they were all Vaux 1000 switchers. But on the ER&W, which was still under the PRR at the time, they had their own fleet of diesels that were Tuscan Red only, whether they were ALCO or EMD. This is one of those engines. I actually found this engine at Nicholas Smith, I think, and it was custom painted, so that's the backstory I gave that unit. And then here are my 2 Hallmark FT103s. These are still here for sentimental reasons, and these are actually the very first brass trains I bought. These are also the very first brass trains I ever repaired, meaning these didn't run hardly at all when I got them. and I actually completely cleaned them. I rewired them, and they run like clockwork. Well, this one's powered. That one's a dummy, but it runs like clockwork. It pulls well, and I'm holding on to it because it's sentimental to me. I think I was 15 when I bought these. Yeah, yeah. I think I was 15 when I bought those. And here's my H1044. This is a Walthers unit. It's my only H1044. But these Walthers units are really nice. I do have a Walthers SW1, but yeah, when I got this engine, also from Nicholas Smith, it's a great runner. It's super heavy, so it pulls anything. I plan to put sound and DCC in it eventually, but that thing is like a tank. It'll just go and go and go. It pulls anything. And last but not least is my custom Bachmann Roundhouse GE Ingersoll Rand box cab diesel. There's a video on my channel as to how I made this engine. Obviously, it has DCC in it. It runs great. I plan on making another one, which is in the back there, but it's not. It's a secret project, sort of. But yeah, this was the first diesel locomotive kit that I built. So I got this one probably around the same time that I got my brass FTs here. I'm pretty sure because, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. This also came from Nicholas Smith, I want to recall. Or was it Stroudsburg? No, this probably came from Capelli's Hobby Shop. This probably came from Capelli's Hobby Shop. It's either Nicholas Smith or Capelli's Hobby Shop, one of the two. I'm trying to remember, but that's so long. But anyway, first diesel locomotive kit I built, and for years I was always disappointed in it because it never ran properly. And then, I think it was about 2 years ago, I just got the notion to just update it after seeing some videos on YouTube as to how other people did it. I installed oh, there's my cat. I installed the windows in it and everything. Still need to put a bell and a horn on it and add some grab irons and some other details. But mostly it's done. Probably going to repaint it. But yeah, I mean, this is the Heritage fleet right here. There's other engines that I could have put up here on the table, like the B&O F7A number 4492, my Conrail F7A number 1790. Those are technically classified in the Heritage fleet as well, but there's not enough room up here, so I didn't even include those on this video or in this video. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys, and I'll have more videos coming soon. God bless, alright? Later.